So what's going on, guys? Godzilla vs. Kong came out on March 31st on Thursday, and here is my review on it. So Godzilla vs. Kong starts off where Kong is contained on his own island. Monarch contained Kong. I'm not too sure. They don't really mention how long they had him contained, but they have Kong contained for the reason of they don't want him to escape the island because Godzilla will go out and get him, and they don't want Godzilla to go into the island. So they have him contained pretty much to just keep Godzilla away. But I mean, if you think about it, it's pretty dumb, because if Godzilla wanted to kill Kong, I mean, he would have done it when he was a teenager, when he was like the height of up to Godzilla's knee, you know what I mean? So I mean, that's pretty dumb. And then also, yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to leave his home, and you'll see that throughout the whole movie that Kong does not want to leave because he just loves his home. I mean, he just chills there all day and nobody bothers him, or nobody before. And then Monarch being there, I mean, if you think about it, is bringing more attention to the island itself than more than anything. So I mean, it's kind of dumb. So anyway, Kong is there. There's this new company. Well, I'm not too sure how new they are because they weren't mentioned. I don't believe they were mentioned in the sequel for Godzilla, the Godzilla King of Monsters. They weren't. I don't believe they were mentioned, but it's called Apex Cybertronics, and you'll get to know more about them later on in the movie. So basically what Apex Cybertronics is trying to do is contain some energy from a place called Hollow Earth. Now, Hollow Earth is pretty much the core of the planet, and it's the birthplace of all Titans. So I mean, there's Titans there everywhere. So what they're trying to do is just go get some energy so they could power up a project they're working on that we don't know about yet, but we know what it is. So yeah, so that's the whole plan. So the mission is they need Kong to lead Apex Cybertronics to Hollow Earth, because only the Titans know exactly where to go and where it's at. So Kong is pretty much gonna lead them, be the tour guide on the way. So that's pretty much Kong's story. They're just trying to transfer him to Antarctica to go through like a teleporter to get to Hollow Earth, and he'll lead them to it so they can get the source they need to power up the project. Now in this movie, you got returning actors. You got the chick from Stranger Things, the Millie Bobby Brown, I think her name is. You got the dad from Godzilla, King of Monsters, and then you have newcomers. You have the little girl who has like who has communication with Kong, who's like has a connection with him pretty much. You have the Kong Whisperer, and then you have Fire Fist and an Apex former employee. But the Stranger Things chick, Fire Fist, and the Apex employee, they are pointless in this movie. It's just annoying of how much they're on screen. They're just very pointless. It's just they just needed a cast to pretty much guide the movie, but they are pointless. So I didn't mention this, but Godzilla is terrorizing the cities. He's terrorizing cities, but in those cities there's Apex Cybertronics buildings, and so pretty much what Apex is trying to do is use the Orca from Godzilla King of Monsters. They're trying to use that to trigger Godzilla to go destroy the cities on purpose, to make it look like Godzilla is just betraying humanity and just going to kill people, like, just because. But so that's their whole plan, to blame Godzilla, make everybody think that they're trying to help, so they need that source of energy to power up their project, which is Mechagodzilla, to kill Godzilla. So that's pretty much the whole basis. So yeah, so at this point Godzilla is destroying cities. You can see the former employee, the Apex former employee, he sees the eye of Mechagodzilla, and in the eye you can hear like the Orca going off. And yeah, so that's what's triggering Godzilla. So now you have your first scene with Godzilla and Kong is on the shipment, like he's in the middle of the ocean, which is dumb. Like they're doing everything they can to avoid Godzilla, but they pretty much give Godzilla home advantage or home field advantage to take out Kong. You know, they're in the middle of the ocean. That's really dumb on their part. And then they fly later. Like, they get Kong like in ropes and they fly him to their destination later, which is like, why didn't you do that in the first place? So the first fight starts. Godzilla's terrorizing, going through all these boats, just not dodging missiles, but like the missiles are shooting at him and they're just not making any effect on him. So Godzilla meets Kong and they start going at it. And with this fight, like, they are both getting their hits in. Like, it's the first fight, so they're just like, I would say they're trying to test each other out. Well, not test each other out. Like, they're going at it like with everything they got. But I guess Kong was like not underestimating, but he wasn't expecting like all that shit to go down like right then and there. So he was pretty much just trying to survive and defend, and Godzilla was just going in there to just kill him. So Kong ends up going into the water, and I mean, Kong is putting up a really good fight. Like, he's kicking him, he's headbutting him, he's doing everything. Godzilla is pretty much just dragging Kong down in the ocean, and Kong is about to die. Like, he's drowning. And the humans, they shoot some missiles in the water, which makes Godzilla, like, I guess they split apart, and Kong goes back on the boat and he survives, but he's like on his back and he's just there like exhausted. Like, he's like, man, what the fuck just happened? And Godzilla comes in again and he's about to come back for him. He's not done. Like, he wants him dead. And the people, the Kong Whisperer, she tells him, she's like, hey, shut off the boats because he's gonna keep on coming. Like, he's not gonna stop until one of them submits. So they turn off the boats. Kong is still on his back, like, he's exhausted. He hasn't worked out in days. He didn't have a training camp. And yeah, Godzilla's just there, like, mad dogging him, just looking at him. And let me say, Godzilla looks terrifying in this movie. Like, in the other movies, like, Godzilla just looked like he was just there to do what he's got to do, and that's it. But in this one, he has a goal, and that goal is to tear off Kong's head. And it's crazy. Like, he's just, like, he looks terrifying. I love the way they made him look in this movie. Like, they pretty much made him the villain, kind of, and he fits the part. Like, you just don't want to be around Godzilla when shit goes down. So yeah, so Godzilla's looking him down. The ships are turned off. Kong is still on his back. He's just looking at Godzilla, like, from like up, and Godzilla's just staring at him. And yeah, so Kong just looks at him and he just fucking taps out. Like, that's it. So Kong taps out, and that's round one goes to Godzilla. But carrying on to the movie, yeah, so like I mentioned, they have Kong in a helicopter now, like, they're carrying him, and they're going to Antarctica, and that's when they go all the way through to hollow space. They go through the transporter, hollow space. Yeah, so they go to Hollow Earth, and they end up finding the source. They end up finding the energy source that they need, and that's when the fun begins. So in that place where they find the source of the energy to power up Mechagodzilla, at this point, like, they're like in the movie, Mechagodzilla's like being tried out. Like, they're testing him out and everything, but he shuts down at 40%. And they have skin crawlers. Like, they pretty much they brought skin crawlers back, and they have them as guinea pigs. So they're just testing them out, and freaking Mechagodzilla, he grabs one and he just uses his atomic breath, and he just goes straight down the middle with it. He splits it in half. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's sick. So after he like splits the skin crawler in half, he shuts down because he's not fully, like, he can't, something that big can't be really powered up with our technology. So yeah, that's why they need the energy source from Hollow Earth. So that's pretty much the reason. So Kong and Apex Cybertronics and like the Whisperer and the girl who has communication with him, they're all on Hollow Earth. Kong gets his axe, which has Godzilla's spike on it. How does it have Godzilla's spike on it?
I don't know.
They don't really mention how it has a spike. Maybe they do. Maybe, yeah, it doesn't really mention how his axe has a spike. Maybe they do. Maybe I missed it, but I saw it twice and I don't think they mention it. But yeah, so that's the thing. So at this point, like how I mentioned, how they're testing out Mechagodzilla, and the orc is going off. Like as Mechagodzilla is like training, I guess, the orc is going off. So Godzilla gets that reading and he's going straight for Japan, where Mechagodzilla is. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the group of the 3 people are still in it. Millie Bobby Brown, Fire Fist, and the former Apex employee. And like they're just so pointless in this movie though. Like, yeah, they confront the guy who's creating Mechagodzilla. They confront him, but it's not. They don't stop him or anything. They just, pretty much Millie Bobby Brown just goes in and is just like, stop it now! Stop it! Yeah, and yeah, that's that. I mean, they don't really do much. I mean, until later on, I guess they do one relevant thing, but we'll get to that. So while they're in Hollow Earth, and like I mentioned, like how Kong has the axe, the energy source is going off, and Godzilla responds to that. He's already in Japan. He's already in Hong Kong at this point, and with the swords going off, Godzilla responds to it by shooting his atomic breath at the ground. That's how you know how strong Godzilla is. Like, he's shooting his atomic breath to the ground, going straight to the core, making a pathway for Kong's next ass whooping. After Godzilla shoots his atomic breath in the core, and there's a big pathway, it's cool because like Godzilla could see Kong could see Godzilla, and they're just like talking shit pretty much. At this point, Apex Cybertronics got the energy source they needed, and so it's downloading. So it's going to Mechagodzilla at this point, or during the time Kong is climbing up through that pathway that Godzilla shot down. He's going up to the pathway, and he's going straight to Japan, or to Hong Kong. And that's when the second fight begins. So round 2 begins, and it's all Kong. Like, Kong is just kicking Godzilla's ass. Yeah, Godzilla's throwing his hits, but it's pretty much like defensive hits, and he's shooting his atomic breath like throughout the whole city, and Kong is like doing everything he can to avoid it, because it does hurt him. Like, I mean, of course he just shot through the fucking core. Like, of course it's gonna hurt Kong. So yeah, so Kong is avoiding the atomic breath, but he's like every chance he gets, he's hitting Godzilla. He's like hitting the shit out of Godzilla. He even stabs him with his axe at one point, and Godzilla just like throws it out. But yeah, Kong is like throwing hits left and right, and he gets the axe, like when he's jumping from building to building. He gets the axe and he just slams Godzilla with it. Like, he just hits the shit out of him. And at this point, like, I was afraid. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I was pretty nervous. I thought Godzilla that was gonna be it. Like, I thought that was the second fight was gonna be it, and Kong was gonna be the winner. Now I was about to be so mad, but round 3 begins. So round 3 begins when Godzilla gets up after a minute after getting hit by the axe by Kong, and he's just looking for Kong. Like, he's just going through the city, like looking for him, like gently, pretty much. And Kong is on top of a building just watching him, and he throws a distraction. Godzilla reacts, and Kong just gets on his back and starts hitting him, like just starts wailing on him. And at this point, I thought Kong was gonna just kick his ass again, but Godzilla, he grabs him and he throws him on the ground, and that is the final point. That's when Kong is done. Like, he cannot do anything from there. So Kong's on the ground. He's like trying to get away from Godzilla. Godzilla's is just ground and pounding Kong. Like, he's just hitting him, scratching him, headbutting him. He's doing everything that he can, and Kong is just trying to survive. Like, honestly, like, he's just trying to get away. He's throwing counters, or he's trying to throw like whatever he can to get like at least a little bit of breathing room. But like, when he does get away, it's pretty sick that Godzilla's like crawling on all fours, and he even jumps and gets on top of him, and that's it. That's that. So Kong's on his back and Godzilla's on top of him, but Godzilla stands up and he just starts stomping on Kong, like on his chest. Like, he just starts stomping on him like fucking Mitch Lucker style. And that's it. Kong is like on the verge of dying, and they have like that little from the preview where like they're roaring at each other. And yeah, that's just Godzilla in victory. Like, he just gets up and he walks away. Kong tries to get up, but he can't. Like, he gets up for a little bit and he just falls back down. Like, that's it. Like, he's done, and he's just there. Like, he's just like on the verge of dying, and so round 3 goes to Godzilla, so Godzilla's the winner. Like, he gets 2 out of 3. So Godzilla defeats Kong, and I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous when I started watching the movie. I thought Kong was gonna be the winner. So like how much they're focusing on him, I was like, man, like that's crazy. Like Kong is gonna kick Godzilla's ass. But no, like Godzilla wins, but it was epic. Like their fights were fucking awesome. Like we couldn't ask for more for a fight between 2 classic titans going at it. It was just amazing. Like it was everything you expect when 2 monsters are going at it. Like they're just throwing everything they can. They're pretty much going for sport since they want to be the king of monsters, and Godzilla's just trying to keep his crown, and he's just trying to remain undefeated, and he does. I mean, he's the king of monsters. There's no denying that. I honestly don't see how people thought Kong was gonna win. I mean, you have a radioactive iguana with atomic breath who's super OP going up against a monkey. Kong is a titan, but I mean, he could only do so much to Godzilla. Like he threw everything he had, and it did injure Godzilla at some points, but at that point where Godzilla is ground and pounding Kong, he even breaks his shoulder, and Kong is just there to survive. Like throughout the whole movie, pretty much, like Kong just tries to survive everything. Like Godzilla almost kills him in the first round. He gets saved by humans. Kong almost gets killed by some cobra dragon snake thing in Hollow Earth, and he gets saved by humans. And with this third fight, I mean, they couldn't save him from getting his ass kicked. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Kong. Like Kong is one of my favorites, but Godzilla's always been my number 1. So I mean, that's why I always hype up Godzilla pretty much. But no, it was a really good fight. They both threw everything they had, but the movie's not over yet. So now after Godzilla won, he's about to go chill, have a beer, but then fucking Mechagodzilla comes out, and he just starts kicking Godzilla's ass like bad. Like Godzilla's OP, but Mechagodzilla is like top that. Like I don't know what's more overpowered than overpowered. But Mechagodzilla has missiles. He could fly. He has like martial arts experience. He has a drill on his tail. Like this guy, like this is the real deal. And I'm glad. Now I didn't mention this, but how Mechagodzilla was gonna work is they're gonna have a human control Mechagodzilla. So it's gonna be the human controlling it. But with the energy source from Hollow Earth, it overpowered that human in the helmet, and it just fried him. Like it killed him. But also, it wasn't just gonna be the human powering up Mechagodzilla. It was also King Ghidorah. So what Hollow Earth's energy did was just spike up Mechagodzilla and pretty much bringing more energy to King Ghidorah's head and giving him full control of Mechagodzilla. So that's why it has so much hatred for Godzilla. It already knew pretty much like to go for him, and it's just using every single one of its tools or its arsenal that it has to kill Godzilla, and it's doing it. Like it's actually killing Godzilla, and like he grabs Godzilla by the head, and he just starts slamming him like against the building like over and over again, and he's throwing him across the city. Like he's literally picking him up and throwing him, and then like wherever he lands, he flies up and he just Superman punches him. Like it's crazy. Like it's so epic how they make Mechagodzilla come to life. Like we could not ask for a better Mechagodzilla. Like they nailed it with this one. So Godzilla's getting his ass kicked. Kong is over here dying, and the humans, they're like, we should pretty much. They give him a jump from the spaceship that they had for, not spaceship, but the ship they had for Hollow Earth to get there. They they give him a jump using that ship, and yeah, Kong comes back to life. Oh, I didn't mention this, but he speaks sign language. That's how the little girl communicates with him. Like, he speaks sign language. Now, a lot of people didn't like that. I did. I mean, monkeys, like gorillas, one specifically has spoken sign language. So it wasn't really a surprise that they used that. I'm kind of glad they did. But yeah, so he comes back up alive. Like, he wakes up, and the girl's telling him through sign language, like, she's like, hey, like, Godzilla is not the enemy. That guy is the enemy, Mechagodzilla. And Kong looks at her like as if he were to say, like, man, did you not just see what the fuck he did to me? Like, he killed me. Like, he almost killed me. You expect me to help him? And she tells him, like, please, like, but please be careful. And so he's like, fuck it. Like, I'll go help him. And yeah, so at this point, Mechagodzilla has Godzilla by the head, and he's about to shoot his atomic breath into Godzilla's face. But then that's when Kong comes in, and he stops him from doing it, and they both team up. Like, it's pretty sick. So yeah, so Kong and Godzilla are teamed up now. They're trying to control Mechagodzilla, but even with both of them, like, he's still like super powerful. He's still kicking their ass, like, together. And he knocks away Godzilla at one point, and Godzilla just remains on the ground. So it's just Mechagodzilla versus Kong. And Kong is throwing everything, of course. Like, he's trying to do everything he can, but it's just too much. Like, Mechagodzilla is just too powerful. And this is the only relevant thing that the group of three do. Well, it's not even the group of three, it's just the two guys that do it. And I don't know, I didn't really like the aspect, but the way that they defeat Mechagodzilla is the Fire Fist. He drops. So the way to defeat Mechagodzilla is that Fire Fist, he pours some liquid into, or the liquor into the computer, the Apex Cybertron's computer, and it makes Mechagodzilla glitch. So in that case, Kong has the advantage because he glitched. So Godzilla shoots his atomic breath at Kong's axe, which powers it up like almost like Thor, pretty much. And yeah, so Kong just slices Mechagodzilla. He keeps on like slicing his limbs, and then he just ends up killing him. Like, he tears out his head with the spinal cord, and I like that part. Like, it was pretty sick to see. Like, at least Kong won something. So they're both like exhausted. Kong is on the ground. Like, he finishes strong, and then after he throws the head on the ground, and he's just like barely able to stand up, and he just like sits down like he's had a long day. So that was the only relevant thing that group of three did. I mean, they threw some liquid into the computer, glitching out Godzilla, and yeah, so they end up killing Mechagodzilla. But what I would have preferred that Kong and Godzilla like actually do something like to end up killing Mechagodzilla together, rather than the humans helping out, you know what I mean? So I would have preferred that. But all in all, this movie was amazing, guys. Like, it meant I wasn't expecting a lot with this movie, to be honest. Like, from the previews that I saw, it was epic, but I thought that's all that was in the movie. Like, I thought Warner Bros. Just showed every single thing in the movie that was cool, and that was it. But no, like, there was a shitload that they had, and it was just the perfect monster movie. You got two classic titans going at it, but the fights are so intense, and it just keeps your eyes on the screen. Like, you're so into it. It's just so cool. Like, they did this movie justice. Like, it was really a really good movie. It might not be the movie for everybody, of course. Like, if you're looking for a good story and all, I mean, this movie is not for you. I mean, go watch Tenet or something. This movie is just everything you can ask for a movie. Like, it's action-packed, and it has two big monsters. So for a Ricky rating, what I would give this movie, being a MonsterVerse fan, being a MonsterVerse fan and being an action-packed fan, I would give this movie an 8 out of 10 because it's just entertaining. Like that's what you go to see in a movie. You just want to be entertained, and it's just epic. It gives you everything that you want for a MonsterVerse movie. So I can't be disappointed. There were certain things that I would change, like I mentioned, like the ending. I would rather Kong and Godzilla just kill Mechagodzilla by themselves without any help from the humans. But I mean, I don't know. You had to have them do something. I mean, they're getting paid, so you had to have the humans do something. But I don't know. I really enjoyed this movie. I really did. Now with the scene that when Godzilla and what I'm happy they didn't do is with the scene with Godzilla and Kong where Kong defeated Godzilla defeated Kong and they're just like both roaring at each other. I thought it was gonna be another one of these. Save Martha. I mean, not to that extent, of course. I mean, Mothra and everything, but I am so happy that didn't happen. I'm so happy that they actually had a winner in the movie, and then eventually they had to team up to throw their differences aside. So I'm really glad they had a winner. You look back at movies like where it's versus like Freddy versus Jason, Alien versus Predator, and Batman versus Superman, and with that, there's never really a winner. Like, I mean, there kind of is, but then the person who was defeated is like pretty much like hey, I'm still here, you know what I mean? But with this one, Kong came back to life, but there was clearly a winner. Like, it was Godzilla. Like, it was flat out like obvious like who the winner was, and I love that they did that. I mean, not kill Kong completely, like that would have sucked. I mean, like I mentioned, like I love Kong, but I love Godzilla more. But it would have sucked to see Kong die. Like I didn't want that. I just wanted there to be an obvious winner, and this movie gave me that. So I'm very happy they did, and that's why I do give it an 8 out of 10 because of that. So yeah, guys. So that's my review on Godzilla vs Kong. I enjoyed it. 8 out of 10. It was a dope movie. It was worth the wait. It was pushed back a year. I believe it was supposed to come out last year in 2020. But with all the fuckery that happened and the C word. Yeah, so it didn't happen. So I'm glad that we finally got it. It was worth the wait. And it could be better. Like, there was little parts that they could have tweaked. But all in all, with the fight scenes and all, it couldn't have been better. Like, the fight scenes nailed it. Legendary nailed it. Warner Bros. Nailed it. I mean, obviously, this movie's going to be successful. I mean, it's doing very good right now. So I want to see what else is in store for this movie, for the MonsterVerse. Personally, I would like to see Personally, I like to see them bring Gamera to the picture, but I don't think they will because not a lot of people know about it. But I love Gamera. Like, he's really sick. I hope they bring Gigan. Like, that would be pretty sick to see. So I don't know, we'll see. But I love this movie. Like, it was really amazing. It was epic. It was fun. It's worth watching more than once. So saying that, it shows you what kind of a movie it is. It's just really fun to watch. And yeah, so what did you guys think about the movie? Let me know. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know who your favorite MonsterVerse character is. Let me know if you want to see a Pacific Rim crossover. I personally wouldn't, because the first Pacific Rim was cool, but there's word that they might cross over. I really wouldn't want to see that. I would want to see more classic monsters come back. But who knows? What do you guys think? What do you want to see in the MonsterVerse next? Kong Godzilla should have a rematch, like with the second movie. That would be pretty cool, but I don't see like any different outcome between the two. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's very much appreciated. I appreciate every single one of you guys watching my videos, and I love doing this. I do these videos because I just want to rant. because I can't talk to anybody else about what's going on in my head with the movies. I always wanted to do like a YouTube channel talking about movies, and I just never got to it until 2019, and recently this year. So I love talking about movies. I love doing this. I just want to get everything off my chest. My friends don't want to hear about it when I talk about it because I just go off. My family doesn't want to hear about it because they just don't know what I'm talking about. And I go way into detail with it. So I appreciate you guys watching me and watching me rant. But yes, so I love doing this. So I'm going to be doing this for a while, guys. So please continue to watch. Please like and subscribe. And I appreciate every single one of you. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day and stay safe. And until next time. There's guys.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.